My people, it's about that time.
Like a boss.
Live from USA, helping you get paid every day. This is the boss of Bitcoin, the Cristo of crypto. It's your boy BK. And if you don't like me, you must not like money. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Today we will be looking at XRP and answering the question, should you buy it? Is it expected to make money in the near and dear future? And, is it time to put down 2 and pick up 6 like a boss? So if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, baby. You are now rocking with the best. My name is BK, also known as a crypto trader, and I'm the boss of these charts, as you will soon find out. Every day I grace this microphone with my voice is another day you get to profit as a result, and today is no exception. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on. I try to do a video every single day to help you make money during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of humanity. In addition to that, I'm giving out free Bitcoin every single Friday. If you want a chance to win some free BTC, then rep your city, leave a comment, shout out what city you are from. I will be going through all the shout outs at the end of this video and also picking a winner from them to win some Bitcoin on Friday, right? Another way you can win some free BTC, text JOIN, JOIN, to 202-988-1079. Every single video I do is another chance for you to win. So without further ado, let's make it do what it do. Let's go ahead and make this money. XRP, Ripple. This has been one of the most notable coins of the past few years. It's been through, hell and high water, and it's still sitting north of $30 billion market cap. Right? This is a top 10 coin. It's ranked 7th out of, a few million cryptos in the market, and currently sitting at 54 cents. If you're not sure what Ripple does, essentially it was initially designed to supplement the SWIFT network. The SWIFT network is the liquidity pool that big banks use to essentially float the global economies that they have contingencies in. SWIFT is the old form of money where Wells Fargo would send 20 million to the network would send 40 million over here, 60 million over here, 280 million up top, 30 million down below, and these are just transactions running back and forth, tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars interchanged every day. Can be a very arduous and expensive process, and so essentially Ripple was initially designed to be a faster, easier version of money for these banks to use and utilize on their back end. It's seen some glory days, I will say that. I remember in 2017, this thing made an epic run. It led the entire cryptoverse, and made, close to 2,000% Bitcoin in a month. Like, that's astronomical, right? And one of the things I teach in my methodology is called swing trading. And it's really just the intersection of simple moving averages. I have 3, a fast, a medium, and a slow, and you lay them on top of each other, and that allows you to essentially time the market, right? One of the things humans will always have working in their favor is they will never be the biggest fish in the ocean. Like the individual, I don't care who you are and how much liquidity, net worth you have, as long as you're a person, you're just a drop in the bucket. Now, you can have 100 million liquid, that's cool, but Apple worth like 3 trillion right now, right? They could blink their eye and spend 20, 30 million dollars. Like, that's not a problem for them, right? And so, especially like younger, not younger, but less affluent individuals. Like, you might have $5,000, and to you, that $5,000 is everything you got, right? So what I try to do is show you when is the best time to put your $5,000 in the market, because it's most likely going to continue, in a positive pattern for you, right? And as long as we're not the whale, as long as we're not one entity moving $1 million a day on every single trade, like, once you get to that level, then this method probably don't work for you. But it's literally like Robinhood. Like, it will evaluate and measure the weight of the market and show you when the waves are happening to jump in and jump out, just like Double Dutch, right? And so that's what this methodology does. So prime example, if you were in on this trade early 2017, right, that's where you would have bought in at that first breakout point. This happened at 717, right? And then we would have sold, and this is on a daily. I have much faster candles that I use to try and maximize that profit. But even on a slow, matriculating daily, we would have sold up there at that intersection right there. And, a lot of people rode that thing all the way up and all the way down. But using the boss method, you would have cashed out 1,400%, right? Same thing about, 8 months later, Ripple set up for another rally. You buy right there. Buy back in at 34. Jump out, it looks like 62, right? Somewhere up in there. No, that's 104, 101, right? And you just keep doing it, right? And you can see it's like compound growth, mitigating the risk, maximizing the reward, right? And now, we just turned a buy signal on Ripple, but this thing is still net negative, right? If it was above that second gray line, then you would have a lot more positive energy coming into this chart a lot faster, but it's still net negative, right? And this thing has been net negative for the better part of, it looks like 14 months. Right, if we go all the way right here, like Ripple, at this point in the chart, this is back towards the end of 2023. Right now, we're down 55% over the past 9 months. That is a significant, and that's on Bitcoin, right? And that's why I tell you guys, it's very, very, very essential to mitigate your spread on Bitcoin. Because if you ride that all the way down, not only did you take a loss on time, but you also took a loss on BTC, right? And you never want to pay time to lose Bitcoin, because the only thing Bitcoin is good for is making you more dollars over time, right? So that's the thing with some of these altcoins. It's like, I'm passionate, about the technology, and I love the ecosystems and the community, but shit ain't no charity. I tell you right now, if it ain't paying, it ain't staying, right? And that's what this methodology does. It allows you to cut the fat, cut the loss, and really fine-tune your trading strategy to maximize the profit per iota unit time with respect to BTC. We always trade for Bitcoin, especially when Bitcoin is in a bull market. Bitcoin has been hand over fist making money for the better part of 18 months, right? So every altcoin chart you look at should be measuring in BTC. If not, then you have a very, very, very big risk of making dollars. You can win dollars, but then you lose Bitcoin on the other side, right? And it's just not worth it. Versus when you make Bitcoin, you know you done made some dollars, because that's all Bitcoin is designed to do, right? So the name of the game is accumulate as much Bitcoin as fast as possible. This chart does not look like it's ready to do it. In fact, this is actually one of the worst charts, I think, in the top 50. I call it like top of the fold. When you go back to CoinMarketCap, Wall Street Journal, the way big old newspapers used to work is like front page, Wall Street Journal, top 100 coins. you get a lot of attention, you get a lot of money. Like the lowest thing in a bunch still got 600 million. You know what I'm saying? Decentraland, you got Mana down there. Like that's one of the gateways to the metaverse. Like it's crazy, and it's still sitting barely $500 million right now, right? Sand, same thing, 770. Those are two big coins you want to be looking at because those charts are starting to turn around. But Ripple up here, it's crazy, still sitting at so much money inside this chart, but it's like it's not making any profit. The only thing it's doing is bleeding out slowly and painfully. And I do not think this is the time to buy XRP. Other entities that have no methodology whatsoever, the only thing they're looking out for is their corporate investors and a lot of times misleading the general public, those gullible and less informed enough to listen to the words. It's poised for crazy price surges following a, quote, final shakeout. And this guy tweeted it. You got 1,000 people retweeting it. So apparently that's what's going to happen. And and they talk about the history and like the big breakout that it did have, making 1,000% in 6 months. It's huge. It led the world that year, I think, in profitability. But the same thing has happened with Binance. Binance has been the number one coin in the world at one point in time, and it kind of led the market on a resurgence. So, but then now you look at Binance chart and it's like, well, they hadn't really seen glory days since 2023 when they had a CEO that wasn't in jail. Ripple done had some major beef with the SEC, right? And the same banks that fund these technologies are the same ones that fund the political figures and the CJB organizations. Like them 3 letters. Like if it got 3 letters and some badge behind it, like that's bought and paid for by some corporation at some point. Right? And so it's like the venture capitalist funds really don't want any part of this, drama at this point. There's a lot of places to make a lot of money, and Ripple is not one of them. So again, I say always be mindful. If people are caught in the moment and they're comparing 3% gain at the bottom of a 60% fall as a final shakeout, I'd be like, yeah, you might. No, probably not. It's a lot better charts, and I've gone over some of them on this video. So all you need to do is just click, on a few videos that I have done most recently, and you will see charts setting up a lot better than what Ripple has done as of late. Right, so it's not a great buy at the moment. It's designed to do some pretty amazing things, and it has made some money, in the early days of crypto. But right now, it's not looking good for XRP. Probably has another 3 months at the minimum before it can start to be, net positive on a new breakout, and that probably wouldn't even happen. It's like you can't even draw. I'm normally able to freestyle on a Fibonacci, but it's very difficult to even pull some type of causation out of here. Like it's I wouldn't even look at this thing probably until it gets above 1,500. And again, that's probably going to take another 6 months minimum if it gets back there in 6 months. Like, there's no guarantee that it will come back. A lot of money has left this chart for a very, very, very long time. So it has to recirculate, repopulate, and, attract a new means of, achieving longevity, because it definitely doesn't have legs to stand on at this point, right? So that's what we got for XRP. It's a great coin for technology and use case, right? And it got some of the biggest banks in the world already supporting it, but it's not great for earning you more Bitcoin per IOTA unit time in the near and dear future. And again, the name of the game, make as much Bitcoin as fast as possible, right? That's what the boss method is designed to do. So again, if you're just now learning to trade, I certainly do invite you to join us. We have free crypto trading groups. I will leave the links in the top comment on this video. first is on Telegram. The second is on Facebook. 25,000 of my best friends come together to keep each other empowered and in profit in the market. Click the link. Come on in. The doors are always open. And let's just jump in and get our shout out game up. Again, just leave a shout out on this video. Give you a chance to win some free BTC on Friday. Let's see. We got Francisco, Cambria. Thanks, BK. Shout out to San Francisco. Charlotte, North Carolina. Stand up. Go ahead and raise up. Shout out to North Carolina. Gainesville, Florida. How about them Gators down there in Gainesville? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. And in this last video, I forgot to do it. San Diego, boss walking on the West Coast. Big up to San Diego. I've been to San Diego. It's really nice. Beautiful little city out there, right? Some very, very good food, too. And representing London, big ups across the pond. Again, I'll let you guys know we have a global community. Crypto Blazer in Napa, CA. What up, Star? Thanks for coming. And Dr. Sheba, Gold Coast, Australia. Shout out to Mega Skip all the way down under, right? So thank you again, everybody that commented on the video. Thank you for supporting this community. Thank you for making it this far. You know, in the journey, as I said, it's a lot of money to be made, and my mission is to help you make as much of it as possible. So again, with that being said, everybody, it's that time of the day. Signing out. Boss. Boy BK, no matter where you stay, Brazil to Bay, California, all the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Hit that thumbs up button for player and shout out your city in the comments. Do that for me if you appreciate mine. Till we meet again, stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.
Like a boss.
Huh.